So, have you ever noticed how just about everyone these days seems to rave about olive oil like it's some kind of miracle elixir? There's so much buzz about its role in fighting heart disease, cancer, and even Alzheimer's. It almost sounds too good to be true.
It's wild how much science is backing that up. There's that legendary 7 countries study, remember Ansel Keys? He basically traced the secret of the old Cretans' health and long lives back to their love affair with olive oil. It's not just a trendy health fad, it's something that's actually woven into the culture and daily life of places like Crete.
And get this, people in Crete apparently consume about 25 kilos of olive oil each year per person. That's like, what, a small swimming pool of olive oil? No wonder their health stats are so impressive.
Exactly. But it's not just about eating healthier, it's about making olive oil the main source of fat in your diet. That's where the real magic seems to happen. And it's kind of inspiring how organizations there are working to get the next generation excited about olive oil's benefits, not just for health, but as part of their identity.
Funny you mention getting kids involved, because I recently saw this initiative in Crete where they're using books and games to help children connect with olive oil, not just as food, but as something fun and cultural.
That's such a cool approach. I mean, turning olive oil into a part of childhood games? There's Games with the Olive, for the youngest, and then other books that weave in history, culture, and even mythology for older kids. It's not just dry facts, they're making it a story.
And it's not only books. There are actual events where families come together, try olive products, play, and learn side by side. I love that it's a full-on community affair, not just something you read about in a classroom.
Plus, they're even handing out English versions to tourists' children. It's like they want every kid visiting the island to leave with a taste of what olive oil means there, not just on their tongue, but in their hearts too.
Last week, we got stuck on the question of where olive trees actually came from, and it turns out their story is epic. Fossils have been found in Greece and even France, dating back millions of years, way before people started using them.
Right, and what blows my mind is how ancient cultures practically worshipped the olive tree. Myths say Heracles brought it to Greece from the Danube, and then it became central to everything: diet, ceremonies, even the Olympics. It's kind of poetic, don't you think?
Totally. I mean, in Crete, olive oil was so important that entire palaces had huge storerooms just for it. And thanks to their ancient writing, we know they tracked every jar how old the oil was, whether it was flavored, all those details.
Makes you realize how advanced they were. And the Minoans, those early olive producers, basically set up the world's first olive oil industry. The whole island was covered in olive groves.
And olive oil wasn't just food. It was used in rituals, lighting, even medicine. Speaking of which, this ties right into the next wild part of the story. So, you know how we picture ancient athletes wrestling or running? Turns out olive oil was all over those scenes, literally. Athletes would anoint themselves with olive oil before competing. It was like their version of modern sports gear.
Absolutely, and it wasn't just for show. The oil helped protect their skin, kept them cool, and even made it tougher for opponents to get a grip during wrestling matches. I love the image of athletes carrying little jars, aeribalos, just for their olive oil.
And athletes didn't stop at oiling up. Winners at big games like Olympia or the Panathenaic Festival in Athens were actually rewarded with olive oil, sometimes dozens of amphorae full. That's basically ancient gold.
Plus, those famous laurel and wild olive wreaths, they were more than just fancy headpieces. Winning one was the ultimate honor, and the olive tree's branches literally crowned champions. The symbolism is amazing.
That actually reminds me, ancient Greeks had this instinct that olive oil was good for you, but they couldn't prove it like we do now. Hippocrates wrote about it treating everything from wounds to stomach troubles. Over 100 uses, just in his works.
Yeah, and modern science is catching up to those old instincts. Now we know olive oil lowers bad cholesterol, supports heart health, and even reduces cancer risk. Those Cretan studies you mentioned earlier? They really hammered home just how powerful a diet centered on olive oil can be.
It's wild to think that something so ancient is still central to fighting modern diseases. And even today, the people of Crete have the highest olive oil consumption in the world. Clearly, they're onto something.
Makes me wonder what else we'll rediscover from these age-old traditions. Maybe sometimes, the best health advice really does come from the past.
You know, after everything we've talked about, it's amazing how olive oil isn't just food or medicine. It's part of so many rituals, ancient and modern. From Minoan offerings to biblical stories, it's always been there as a symbol of peace, life, and even hope.
Exactly, and that symbolism hasn't faded. The olive branch still stands for peace around the world, and the tree itself is almost like a living witness to history. Some of those ancient trees are literally thousands of years old. They've seen so much.
And now, with these youth programs and cultural celebrations, it feels like a new chapter. Kids aren't just learning about olive oil in textbooks, they're growing up with it, tasting it, and understanding its meaning. That's the kind of connection that lasts.
Couldn't agree more. Maybe next time we cook, we'll see that bottle of olive oil a little differently, almost like holding a piece of history in our hands.